Let's get to the NBA last night. Another blowout for the New York Knicks as they advance to the Eastern Conference Finals over the Philadelphia 76ers. Final score 144-114. I would fairly say that they covered that 1.5 point spread, and the Knicks have just been red hot for a couple of weeks. Jalen Brunson with 22, McBride with 25, Karl-Anthony Towns with 17 and 10. As the Knicks end up sweeping the series and the Sixers are going home. Here are the head coaches, Mike Brown on the sweep and Nick Nurse on the energy of his team compared to the Knicks.
It's just a heck of a game by our guys. Their focus, their attention to detail, while bringing energy and effort, not just tonight, but throughout the course of the series, was at a pretty high level. Closeout games are the hardest games to play because of the level of desperation from the other team, especially when you're on the road and you factor in your opponent's home crowd. So, I mean, I give our guys a lot of credit. I give my staff a ton of credit. My staff has been unbelievable from top to bottom. They've been really, really, really good in our preparation and making sure guys understand what we need to do so that they can stay focused on the details at hand.
Well, they obviously came out playing super fast, and we had another, scenario. I thought we just weren't communicating good enough. They weren't super complicated transition runbacks, but we just got two guys on one and couldn't get it talked out to get ourselves back. So I think a lot of those were in transition. And the energy obviously was a big gap between their energy and our energy, I thought. And dug ourselves a big hole that we could never really get out of.
That's right. So Nick Nurse is home for the summer. Meanwhile, who will be home for the summer in the West between the Timberwolves and Spurs? I don't know. The series is now tied up at 2. The big story from this one last night was Victor Wembanyama had a flagrant-2 foul, and he was ejected from the game, first of his career, as the Wolves win 114-109 outright. Anthony Edwards with 36 points in this one. And it looks like we're headed toward a 7-game series. Here's Anthony Edwards on not seeing Wemby at the end of the game, which certainly helped them in the win.
I don't know. Honestly, man, I think it was kind of harder. Just because, of course, they're a really great team with him on the floor, but they play a lot slower when he's on the floor because, everything is evolved around him. When he's not on the floor, everybody's playing. It's just like, when every team is missing their best player, everybody plays free, they get more shots, more confident. So I think it was a lot harder, honestly.
You said it kind of shifted, without Wembyama out there. But did you all feel, it felt like late, you got a lot of stuff at the rim. Did you feel like the rim was a little bit more open,
yeah,
particularly in the fourth?
Yeah, of course. Everybody know the rim's going to be a lot more open when he's not on the floor. But for them offensively, yeah, they play a lot more loose when he's not on the floor also. But yeah, he's 8 feet tall, so he gonna cover up the rim anytime he's on the floor.
That the amount of physicality that people play with him, at some level you have to protect yourself. Every single play on every single part of the floor, people are trying to impose their physicality on him. I get it, we get it, that's part of the game. But at some stage, he's gotten chucked, he's gotten pushed down in transition, running freely, all the stuff. He doesn't complain one time. We don't complain because we're just going to play. We don't really give a excuse my language. But at some stage, he should be protected. And if not, he's going to have to protect himself. And unfortunately, stuff like that happens.
Do you think his
Mitch Johnson getting a little bleep there in the postgame. All right, Cavs beat the Pistons 116-109. They'll play tonight. We'll see if Cleveland can keep this series going. Right now, it's 2-1 Detroit. The Thunder beat the Lakers, crushed them again. 131-108 this weekend. They're up 3-0 in the series. It would appear the Thunder will be moving on. Meanwhile, in the NBA draft lottery, the Washington Wizards end up getting the #1 overall pick in the draft. It could switch in terms of the lottery. They're sick and tired of these teams tanking. I know. Utah Jazz got the 2nd pick. Memphis Grizzlies got the 3rd. And the Chicago Bulls got the 4th. And Indiana nowhere in the top 4. And, of course, there was a lot of discourse over that over the weekend as well. All right, now let's get to some baseball here. Yankee fans, freaking out again after being so good. They just can't handle one sweep. That's what happened. Brewers beat the Yankees 4-3 in this one, despite Aaron Judge's 16th home run of the season. They walked off the Yankees yesterday, and certainly the Brewers showed a lot over the weekend to get the victory. Here is Pat Murphy on his club getting a win over the Yanks.
I mean, we're not swinging the bat great by any stretch, but there's guys that are they're starting to understand it's okay. I got another at bat. I mean, it's that's what it's all about. Just staying relentless, and but we didn't swing the bat great, but we just chip away, and there's high standards, and those guys love the opportunity to compete.
All right, so Pat Murphy's team wins, and so does Walt Weiss's. The Braves beat the Dodgers 7-2 as road dogs. Bryce Elder, 5 2/3, 8 strikeouts, and certainly the biggest series probably of the year for Atlanta comes up strong. Here's Walt Weiss on the Braves winning a very solid series against LA.
How about coming in here and taking this series from a really good ball club?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's like I said, it's always a litmus test coming in here. Because you got to go through these guys if you're going to do anything in the postseason. So it's always a really difficult place to win games. Coming in here and playing the Dodgers, I think we've proven that. We lose 9 in a row or something like that. I think before last night. So it's a good road trip. You go on the road for 10 days. You come back after 9 games, 6-3. That's a really nice job by our guys.
Good job by Walt Weiss and the Atlanta Braves getting that win over the Dodgers. Meanwhile, is there any team hotter in the American League than the Rays? They beat the Red Sox, now 14-2 in their last 16 games. They've been absolutely on fire, and Nick Martinez, what a signing he's been, 5 2/3. He gets another win in 3 strikeouts. Junior Caminero hit a home run. The Reds beat the Astros 5-0. They've been struggling, but they win the series finale thanks to Andrew Abbott, 6 shutout innings and 5 strikeouts in this game yesterday. And the Tigers beat the Royals by a final of 6-3. They win as road dogs and snap their 5-game losing streak. Gage Workman hit a pinch hit 2-run home run in the 6th inning. That gave the Tigers the lead. It was Workman's first major league home run. How about that? 6-3, the final in that game. All right, now over to the National Hockey League, where the Stanley Cup Finals continue, and certainly we'll have a preview on game time decisions tonight of those games, and Gabe will be in the house to break them all down for you. The Canadiens beat the Buffalo Sabres 6-2 yesterday, so that series is now Montreal 2 and Buffalo 1. 2-1 series lead there. The Ducks and Golden Knights could be headed to a 7-gamer out west, as the Ducks beat Vegas last night 4-3, so that series is now tied up at 2. And no surprise on Saturday, as the Carolina Hurricanes look like the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. They beat the Flyers 3-2. They swept, and now they head to the Eastern Conference Finals for the second straight season.